What is more, the Quran teaches that a messenger of God, if a person is picked out as a messenger of God, a commissioned messenger of God, there are kinds of messengers, does not even guarantee heaven. And we see this in Surah 39, verse 65, where it says, "It has been revealed to you and to those before you that if you ever fall in idolatry, all your work will be nullified and you will be among the losers." So a messenger of God does not even guarantee heaven. And this is why we see in Surah 21, verse 28, that the messengers are worried about their own neck. We are all familiar with these verses. But the people who have either ignorance or idolatry in them, they resent an announcement like this. If a person is picked as a messenger of God, it's a difficult job. It's a very difficult job. There is no material gain out of it. I certainly will not allow a single penny to enter my personal pocket because of this or because of religious reasons. I am not a professional religionist, and I will not allow a penny to enter my pocket from religious activities, because then the motive changes. And the Quran repeats, stay with those who do not ask you for wages. The Quran says in Surah 49, the Quran gives us the criterion of who is better than whom. And it says in Arabic, "Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum." The best among you is the most righteous. It didn't say the best among you is the messenger of God, or the richest, or the tallest, or the most knowledgeable. The best among you is the most righteous. So all these things will teach us that messenger of God is no big deal. It is just a vehicle that God uses to communicate with us, a center of information. And with it goes a difficult job, a very difficult job. The abuse, the slandering, the threats. And God says, I believe it's in 42:51, yes, in Surah 42, verse 51, God says that no human being can communicate with God except through three ways: inspiration, or from behind a barrier, or through a messenger, through whom God spreads certain information. So people will know that this is reliable information, that this is from God. We are people who follow the Quran, the whole Quran, and nothing but the Quran. Therefore, anybody, and this means anybody, who brings any information must conform to the Quran. The whole Quran, nothing but the Quran. And if anyone, and we underline anyone, comes up with any information that is not confirmed by the Quran, we tell him, forget it. We don't accept it. So, the criterion is preaching, confirming existing scripture, the Quran, and nothing else. No innovations. Now we come to the question, is it possible that we receive a messenger from God? If you ask an average Muhammadan, they will tell you Muhammad was the last messenger. But they have no basis for saying this. And the Quran gives us a precedent since Joseph, the prophet Joseph. When he died, the Quran teaches us that the people said, okay, that was the last messenger. We'll never see another messenger after that. So this is a human tendency. And the Muhammadans claim that Muhammad was the last messenger. He's not. In Surah 33, verse 40, God says, Muhammad was not the father of any of your men. He was a messenger of God and the final prophet. So here we see a distinction between prophet and messenger. A prophet is one who delivers a scripture, like Jesus, Moses, Muhammad. They are prophets. And we see this clearly in Surah 3, verse 81, where God says that He made a covenant with the prophets that He will give them the scripture and wisdom. So here we have the definition of a prophet. Then God made a covenant with us, with you and me, with every human being. Said then, when a messenger comes to you confirming existing scripture. So there's the definition of a messenger. When a messenger comes to you confirming existing scripture, you shall believe in him and support him. And God said, do you make a pledge with me? And we all said, yes, we do. And God said, you have thus borne witness, and I bear witness along with you. Therefore, it is possible that there will be messengers after Muhammad. In Surah 7, verse 35, it says, O children of Adam, when messengers come to you, reciting my revelations to you, those of you who believe are the successful ones. This is Surah 7, verse 35. Obviously, it is for people after the Quran. As a matter of fact, the verse begins by saying, O children of Adam. So as long as there are children of Adam on this earth, this verse is valid. If messengers are coming after Muhammad, what do they look like? What will a messenger look like after Muhammad? Just think of any human being. What are his characters? You think he'll be walking on water, or walking in the air, or coming with 3 angels on each side, or something? He'll be just one of us, just a human being.